Hello, this is Retro Marky and I've been pimping my beautiful Acorn Electron, or ALK as the cool kids say. Luckily I am one of the cool kids, so I can throw around ALK as I wish. So I've been pimping up my ALK and I thought I'd show you some of those things today, concluding with a look at a second coprocessor version of Elite, which is absolutely fantastic. So I was talking to Gadget UK yesterday, a friend of mine on YouTube. Highly recommend watching his channel, a lot better than my shoddy channel. But we did talk about the Electron. He's got a part 2 of his Acorn Electron fix. One of them, the first one in video 1, I think is an Electron I sent him. But that's another story, I guess. So this is my Electron Plus 1, and it's pretty much, unless you just want to play games on the ALK, it's pretty much an essential purchase if you want to do anything more complicated with it. And just for the record, it adds a printer port, which is not much use these days, I guess. Centronics printer port, I think it is. A analog, mostly joystick port, again pretty useless. You don't really need a joystick to play the Electron, and in fact even though I had a joystick adapter back in the day for a 9-pin Atari joystick, I never really utilised it much at all. In most cases you had to load a piece of software before the game and it may or may not work. So you could probably forget about that, but these are the important things, these two cartridge ports. Now I was talking about pimping my ALKs. It's not just putting the Plus 1 on, because I did that years ago. You saw that in a video if you were paying attention. For those who don't know, the Acorn Electron Plus 1 will let you, for example, add one of these, which is, if I just take it apart here, a cartridge with 2 ROM sockets, so you can put sideways ROMs on those. In this case I've got XROM 2, but it can do more than that, and we'll see that when I get to that bit of the video. I haven't quite planned how far into the video that is, but we'll get there. So another thing you can do with the Plus 1 is add something like this. It's called the Advanced Tube Interface from Dave Hitchens, and that allows you to have a tube port via the Plus 1 cartridge slot, and then put a Raspberry Pi on here with a bunch of coprocessors. So we're going to have a look at that later on. Thanks to Dave Hitchens for sending me this wonderful cartridge. Also contains 2 banks of sideways RAM, which is battery backed up as well, so you can copy ROM data into those and use those as ROM images. And that's what I've done with the Plus 1 as well, although in a slightly different way. So here I've added a board, also from Dave Hitchens, funny enough, and I've now got 2 ROMs here, and I can add another 4. So this board here, you need a bit of desoldering, a little bit of soldering, and a little bit of hand movement, but it's not the most complicated job I've ever done. But I wouldn't say it's a complete newbie job, probably somewhere in the middle. But if you find yourself running out of ROM sockets, then this is definitely something you want to mod into your Plus 1. Now you might ask, well, why not just use those 2 cartridge ports? Yes, you could, and have 4 sideways ROM banks here, but once you start adding things like a tube interface, and in a minute I'll show you a disk interface, those 2 slots are going to be already in use. So this allows you to basically take advantage of the fact the Electron, like the BBC Micro, could use 15, I think it was, or 16, a lot anyway, of ROM banks. So that's what that does. Probably not necessary for a lot of people, but if you want to really start pimping your ALK and putting things like disk drives and coprocessors, etc., that might be something that you want to buy. And finally, the next exciting thing in this video, because this video is full of excitement, that's the whole point of watching it, is this is a modern readaptation. So it's a re-engineered Slogger Pegasus 400 Electron disk interface. So that adds the possibility to add a floppy drive, either 5¼ inch or 3½ inch, and also the best thing about that is you can add a Gotek drive as well, which are cheap as chips. probably these days even cheaper than chips, as you can't get chips right now. But anyway, and that was £40, which I think is an absolute steal. It's brand new, it's got a metal case. Another thing I like about it is it has DFS, BBC Micro compatible DFS, and it has ADFS, so wunderbar, as they say in Germany, I suppose. Another thing to pimp your AUK out with, just a cheap thing, is get an on-off switch, because it's such a pain putting the power in and out of the socket there, and also it could cause damage. So I think I got one of these for about £3. Feels like a light switch, but hey, does the job. So I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Spoiler alert is to boot up the Electron disk drive, or in this case I'm going to use a Gotek for convenience, and I'll show you the wonderful Elite using the coprocessors. So if you want to do that, you don't want to click on to another video, you want to stay on this one, I presume. Anyway, we'll cut the video now, so cut. Yeah. Okay, so here's the disk interface into the first slot. Then in the second slot I've got the ATI card and the Raspberry Pi Zero in my case, which for me works well enough and keeps the cost down. And now I'm using a Gotek here. So let's have a look at the screen. So looking at the boot screen, I've got Acorn Electron 64K. That's because of the 16K sideways ROM or RAM banks. And I've got Xmon 2, which is in the +1 with the modified board in there. And then you can see Slogger Pegasus 400, which is one of the disk systems. So inside of the interface, which you can't see right now, but you can rewind the video and look, there are two ROM sockets, one for DFS and one for ADFS. So that's how we're able to use either BBC Micro drives and disks, or 3.5-inch drives, which are compatible with the Acorn Electron original disk filing system. So another bonus of this Slogger interface unit. So if we do Control D, you can see Slogger Pegasus 400. If we do Control F, and break, then we get the Press ADFS, which is the Acorn Electron disk system. Now I've already got the tube on there. You do need to do a control break to get the tube up. So we can go ahead and have a look at Elite now, the enhanced version. Okay, so first, before we go on, I put the Mega Games cartridge down there so we can look at Elite on the bog standard vanilla AUK. Let's see how long it takes for the ship to come into view. Yeah, so it's a little bit slow, but that's okay. That's what it was back in the day. Pop that into space. So notice on the Electron standard version, the planets, unlike the Beeb one, don't have any rotating disks or anything like that. Let's go to full speed. And the Electron one was all black and white, as you can see. Probably know that already, but notice there's no sun or anything like that. Let's go to Leasty, I think had a sun on the Beeb one, if I remember. Oh, it's crashed. Okay, try that again. No. Okay. Leasty. Gonna jump there. Oh, hold on a sec. Right, I need to. Let's try that again. Right. So a quick jump. The jumping might be slower than on the CoPro version, but we'll see that in a second. Full speed, Captain. Yeah, and so if we go behind the back of the space station, there's nothing. do like the laser sound on this version. And there we are, back to the planet there. Okay. Okay, now we're going to boot up from the GoTech and the Slogger. Okay, we'll try that again. Yeah, you have to do Control Alt Delete to get the Cobra activated. Sorry. So it's still going to be in black and white. Oh, that's much quicker. Yes. Ooh, and look at all those goodies. That comes with this version. And there's the space station. As you can see already, we've got the rotating planet there. Let's go to full speed. I don't know if that's quicker or not. It feels slightly smoother, but that might be my imagination. Leasty. I think that hyperspace is way quicker, no? I love the clank of the Electron keyboard in the mornings. Show you, yeah, rotating like the Beeb version. Let's see, I think there's a sun here. Yay! Whoops. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Yeah, I don't know why I'm talking to him like him. It's a sun. I don't know why I'm talking to it like it's a dog, but okay, here's the planet. Where'd he go? There he is. There's the sun. Now it should find. Hopefully we can find some Thargoids, which I know my friend Dan will love. Is that a Thargoid? Ooh, whatever it is. It was close by. Yes, as far as I understand, I'm not sure if I can show it, because obviously there's RNG, but should be Witch Base, Thargoids. I'm not sure if there's the missions or not from the Beeb one. I can't hit him. Come here. Yeah. So I think it has all the I think it has all the features of the a bit rude. I think it has all the features of the Beeb tape version, all the ships and the suns and the fuel scooping. Wow, 2 missiles. Thanks, mate. But I don't know if it's got the missions and everything else, but I'd have to Google that, or you can Google that and find out. So there we go. That's my look at some of my pimping on my ALK. And yeah, I guess Vetromarchy out.
You become one of the elite, the space combateers, set apart by their total mastery of the spaceways. This is your ship, a Cobra-class fighter trader, fast and highly maneuverable, but for the moment, only lightly armed. It's up to you to trade, using the ship's trading computer and use the profits, if any, to improve your ship's weaponry and equipment. Your Cobra is equipped with front-firing pulse lasers of adequate power for a beginner. Mountings are fitted at each viewpoint for further lasers. The ship has 3 guided missiles with room for a 4th. These can be targeted from any view position. The missiles are tenacious and deadly, but can be destroyed by ships fitted with electronic countermeasures. The first skill to learn is docking with the orbiting space station. Trading is only possible at space stations. Docking is automatic once the outer shield is penetrated, but the entry must be vertical and the station's rotation must be matched. When you are a successful trader, a docking computer may be purchased. But for now, get some practice in. When the time comes to start trading, you'll need to find someone to trade with. Your ship's trading computer contains basic information on all the Federation planets within the current galaxy. This is but one of them. However, intergalactic hyperdrive is very expensive, so don't worry about the other 7 for the moment. The hyperdrive cursor can be positioned over any planet in the galaxy, and basic information can then be obtained. Full trading information is only available from within each system. The circle on the display indicates your ship's range in hyperspace drive. This is limited by the fuel in the Cobra's tanks. The local navigation chart shows a clearer view of the planets in your immediate vicinity. One of the most important factors affecting your traders will be the political situation of the planet. A greenhorn trader will not have sufficient combat experience to penetrate the swarms of pirates that surround his planets. A well-policed corporate state or democracy would be a much safer bet. But don't expect high profits without taking some risks. The next trading factor is planetary economy. You'll lose money fast taking foodstuffs from a rich agricultural planet to a poor one. You must hone your trading skills to maximize on the profits from each journey. When your trading decisions are complete, you'll leave the space station and hit the hyperspace button, your first step on the road to the elite. By intergalactic agreement, your navigational computer will bring the ship out of hyperspace in the outer reaches of the system. The planet can be found using the ship's compass. This same instrument will later guide you to the space station. The long haul to the planet can be shortened by several interspace jumps, but the presence of other vessels will prevent you from taking such action. On arrival at the system, your trading computer will automatically receive the local trade information. You can now find out how successful your first trade mission has been, assuming you make it safely into the space station. Now is the time to start planning your next ports of call. But keep an eye open for pirates on the 3-dimensional scanner at the bottom of the view screen. Let's now leave Commander Jameson to his first mission and look at some of the early career of that famous elite, Commander Ryder. At this stage, Commander Ryder was classified as dangerous, and the specification of his Cobra very high. He was moderately wealthy. This was before he embarked on any of the notorious and lucrative secret missions for Her Majesty's Space Navy. Here, he's engaging a Sidewinder scout ship, a very fast, highly maneuverable single-man ship. This indicates the possible presence of a much larger pirate vessel nearby. This Crate cargo-carrying fighter makes effective use of ECM against Ryder's missile, but can't outrun Ryder's Cobra. So the powerful beam laser ends another pirate's career. I wonder how Commander Jameson is getting on. Oh dear. Better luck next time. Don't get mixed up with the tough guys too soon.